selves into the center of the circle be momentous. And so she waited, and waited, and waited. She waited for Marita, her sole non-squirmer. With her long black braids, her love-me eyes, and her worried brow, Marita watched Meg's every move with a quiet intensity, as if afraid Meg might disappear should she for one moment let down her guard. Wariness preempted her enthusiasm until next to her, Lucas, goofy Lucas, wiggled her arm and whispered to her. Only then did she smile, and only then did Meg continue. "Is everybody ready?" she said. "Yes!" they shouted. "It doesn't sound like you're ready," Meg teased. "Are you really ready?" "Yes!" Marita said it along with the others. "We're ready, Miss Meg! We're ready!" "We're ready." Those were the magic words. Really, Meg saw that as her only job, to help them be ready. For life, for love, and for everything in between. She liked to fantasize that one day, when her students had grown up to be doctors to the dying, and mothers to the drug-addicted, and wives who'd been heartlessly shown the door, they'd think back to the last 10 minutes of their kindergarten days when their spirits still soared. She hoped they'd remember how she dressed for them in polka-dot skirts and dangly earrings, and how she tried to impart to them in a meaningful way the best piece of advice they were likely to receive in the entirety of their lives. That when life turned, as it invariably would, when it seemed nearly impossible to summon the courage to go on, there was only one best thing to do. "All right, then," Meg beamed at her students. "And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, let's do it!" It was an imperfect circle into which they jumped, but that was okay. Life was imperfect, too. Together they did what they were supposed to, with joy and without hesitation. They put their whole selves in. Lucas was the last student to leave that day. "Hey," Meg said, "your shirt's on backward." Lucas shrugged and grinned. "I know." Meg grinned back. They had this same exchange almost every day. Lucas seemed genetically opposed to matching socks and shirts worn face forward. "Thanks for getting Marita smiling there in circle time," she said. "What'd you say to her?" Lucas shrugged again. "I told her if she didn't put her whole self in, I'd push her whole self in and tickle her whole self. See ya, Miss Meg." "See ya, Lucas." Meg watched him go, then lingered in her classroom doorway and waited for her son, Henry, a 4th grader at Foundation, to come tramping down the hall toward her, happily burdened with a backpack so heavy he had no business carrying it. It was Friday, 3 o'clock, the weekend. They would officially mark it in a few minutes as Meg backed Coop, their lipstick-red Mini Cooper, out of the school parking lot and tooted the horn, zipping off into the imaginary sunset, mother and son breaking free. "Hey, Mom," Henry called. "Guess what?" As always, when she saw Henry for the first time after any length of absence, Meg was momentarily rendered awestruck by the messy, blonde-haired beauty that was her son. "What?" she said. "No tienes cojones!" Henry was 9, and he seemed to learn a new insult daily from his classmates, aka fellow hoodlums, and each day he shared it with Meg and eagerly awaited her response. But what was she supposed to say? No tienes cojones. You've got no balls. "Lovely," Meg said, "just lovely. And it's even anatomically correct. But really, must you be so crude?" "Yes, Mom, I must." Meg rolled her eyes. He could be such a Henry. "Hey, Henry, guess what?" "What, Mom?" "If you say it again, there will be consequences." To show she meant it, Meg raised her eyebrows in a strict mom maneuver before going back inside her classroom. While she lined up the desks and tucked in the chairs, Henry flipped off and on and off again the lights to her classroom. "I got 100 on my spelling test," he said. "Henry, that's awesome." "AWESOME, he said. "Very good, smarty pants."